Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we begin with a story that sounds more like a comedy sketch than a legal battle. But it is very real. A lawsuit has been filed in the United States that has everyone talking. And at the center of it all is a man with one of the most recognizable names in the world, Mark Zuckerberg. But here's the twist. This isn't Mark Zuckerberg, the billionaire founder of Meta. No, this is Mark Zuckerberg, the attorney from Indiana, and he has taken Meta to court for blocking his account and accusing him of impersonation. Yes, you heard that right. Zuckerberg is suing Zuckerberg's company. Now imagine the confusion. Imagine the headlines. Imagine the memes. This isn't just a case, it's a cultural moment. Over the next few minutes, we'll take you through the details of how this bizarre lawsuit started, how it's shaking up the internet, and why experts believe it could change the way social media companies operate forever. So buckle up, because tonight's top story is one that blends law, technology, irony, and a whole lot of internet humor. To understand how we got here, let's rewind a bit. Attorney Mark Zuckerberg lives and practices law in Indianapolis. He built his career representing clients in civil cases, handling disputes, and standing up for people who feel they've been wronged. Nothing unusual there. But his name, that's where things become unusual. Whenever he introduces himself, people immediately do a double take. Wait, did you just say your name is Mark Zuckerberg? Like the Facebook guy? For years, it was just a quirky coincidence, a conversation starter. That is, until he tried to use Meta's platforms. According to court documents, the attorney claims his personal account was flagged and later blocked by Meta's automated systems. Why? Because their algorithms assumed he was impersonating CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Think about that. A man using his own legal name treated as a fraud by one of the most powerful tech companies in the world. Frustrated and unable to resolve the issue through standard appeals, the lawyer took the bold step of filing a lawsuit. And in doing so, he turned what could have been a private frustration into one of the most talked about stories of the year. Here is the man at the heart of the storm, attorney Mark Zuckerberg. Not a billionaire, not a tech mogul, just a lawyer, standing tall with his briefcase, determined to make his voice heard. His argument is simple but powerful. No one should be punished or silenced online simply for sharing a name with someone famous, especially when that name belongs to you. He insists that Meta's reliance on automated systems has crossed a line, damaging not only his ability to use social media but also his professional reputation. Think about it. In today's world, social media is more than just entertainment. It's networking, it's communication, it's marketing. For a lawyer, it's how you connect with potential clients, build credibility, and share your expertise. By blocking his account, Meta didn't just inconvenience him, it potentially harmed his livelihood. And that is why this case has teeth. It's not about fame, it's about fairness. It's about whether a company as big as Meta can shut down someone's digital presence without properly verifying the facts. And it's about whether individuals like attorney Mark Zuckerberg can fight back against a system that too often seems untouchable. Now imagine the courtroom when this case is heard. The judge looks up, scans the docket, and says, "Next case, Zuckerberg versus Meta." Heads turn. Whispers fill the air. A journalist scribbles furiously. And then it begins. "Your Honor, appearing for the plaintiff, Mark Zuckerberg." The courtroom chuckles. The opposing counsel stands, representing Meta, the company built by Mark Zuckerberg. This isn't just a legal battle. It's a scene out of a satirical movie. But the questions are serious. Should Meta be held accountable for its flawed identity verification systems? Should real people lose access to their accounts because algorithms can't tell the difference between a scammer and an actual citizen? Courtroom sketch artists are already imagining the drama. Two men with the same name, caught in a legal face-off that could shape digital rights for years to come. The internet didn't waste a second. The moment this lawsuit hit the headlines, Twitter and TikTok exploded. One user tweeted, "So, Mark Zuckerberg is suing Mark Zuckerberg. My brain hurts." Another wrote, "This trial belongs in the metaverse. Winner keeps the name." Within hours, hashtags like nar Zuckerberg v. Zuckerberg and Meta lawsuit were trending. Videos mocking the situation racked up millions of views. People were fascinated by the absurdity, and at the same time, intrigued by the implications. News outlets amplified the story. Late-night comedians cracked jokes and everyday users weighed in. Some said, "Good for him. Finally, someone is standing up to Meta." Others laughed. "Imagine being blocked by your own name." The buzz was unstoppable. What started as one man's frustration had become a viral conversation around identity, technology, and corporate power. And then, the memes. Oh yes, the memes. The internet loves irony, and this case delivered it in spades. Cartoon sketches popped up showing Zuckerberg arguing with himself. Fake courtroom posters advertised a fictional movie called Zuckerberg versus Zuckerberg, Dawn of Justice. Some even joked that the judge should also be named Zuckerberg, just to complete the set. One viral image showed Spider-Man pointing at himself, but labeled with the caption, "Mark Zuckerberg suing Mark Zuckerberg." Another showed two identical men in a boxing ring, both with Zuckerberg's face pasted on, under the headline, "Who will win?" The memes transformed this case from a niche legal battle into a cultural phenomenon. Because while the law may be serious, the internet loves to laugh. But behind the humor lies a bigger issue. Experts say this case could redefine how platforms like Meta handle identity verification. Digital rights advocates argue that automated systems are deeply flawed. While they are meant to protect users from fraud, they often end up punishing innocent people, especially those with common, or in this case, famous, names. Legal analysts add that if attorney Mark Zuckerberg wins, it could open the floodgates for similar lawsuits. Imagine if every John Lennon, every Michael Jordan, every Taylor Swift were blocked simply for sharing a name. The consequences could be enormous. This isn't just about one lawyer in Indiana. It's about the future of online identity, the limits of corporate power, and the rights of individuals to exist in the digital space without being erased by mistake. So where does this leave us tonight? On one side, an attorney named Mark Zuckerberg standing up for his right to use his own name online. On the other, Meta, a corporation with billions of dollars, millions of users, and one of the most famous CEOs in history. The court battle is only just beginning. The outcome is uncertain. But one thing is clear. This case has already captured the imagination of the world. It has reminded us that even in the age of advanced technology, human stories, filled with irony, humor, and struggle, still have the power to go viral. Mark Zuckerberg versus Meta. A lawsuit no one saw coming, but one everyone is now watching. For now, we wait. Will David defeat Goliath? Or will the empire of Meta prove too powerful? Time will tell. Until then, this remains one of the strangest and most entertaining stories of the year. Thank you for joining us tonight. Stay tuned for more updates on this and other breaking stories.